from the hot air balloon capital of the world. This is Balloon Fiesta Live, powered by XTO Energy, a subsidiary of ExxonMobil. The 48th edition of the Albuquerque International Balloon Fiesta, presented by Canon, is happening now in Albuquerque, New Mexico. And now, live and direct from the rooftop studio at Balloon Fiesta Park, here are the hosts of Balloon Fiesta Live, Glen Moyer and Lloyd Jr.
And good evening once again, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the 48th Albuquerque International Balloon Fiesta. We are live atop the rooftop studio. How can we be atop the rooftop studio? We're live on the rooftop studio. I'm Glen Moyer, and beside me, my colleague, Lloyd Jr. Good afternoon, Art.
Hey, good afternoon, Glenn. Good to be back here with you again. We are in for a fabulous night of glowing, I think.
We are indeed. We had a really unusual morning this morning. If our viewers were tuned in, we had fog settle over the field.
And
first
we
time
never
we
get
think
fog
in
in
the history
Albuquerque.
of the event. Never get fog.
And then to get it during the first day of Balloon Fiesta, yep.
But tonight we have perfectly clear skies. The sun is setting to our west just over my shoulder. And it looks like it's going to be a spectacular balloon glow to really get us off to a great start for this 48th Balloon Fiesta.
Our balloons are actually getting inflated. And, of course, after our balloon glow, Fast Tracks will be dropping in with their Pyrotechnic show.
Now, this will be their second jump. They've actually already jumped once earlier today.
And we're going to show folks that in just a moment.
Okay.
And then, of course, after that, we'll have the fireworks show as well tonight. So we've got a full evening of activities for you. And since we mentioned that, let's go ahead and, like I said, you mentioned Fast Track dropped in about 5 o'clock this afternoon to get everything rolling. So let's go ahead and roll the videotape here.
Okay, we'll show that video.
Or whatever we're calling it, because it's recorded on DVD here. So we're going to
we don't roll tape anymore.
We don't roll tape anymore. No. So there's a live shot of the balloons standing up. We'll be back with the glow part of that. And in just a moment, we should see our Fast Track jumpers dropping in from before. There's 4 of them that are dropping in. One of them is going to be bringing in a 5,000 square foot American flag.
Wow.
Couple of
there we are now up in the aircraft.
So there's our live helmet cam view. So this is on the, we're getting ready to jump. So this is on the helmet of one of the jumpers. It'll be the last jumper out that we're getting our helmet cam feed from. So coming in, you can actually see what they're looking at. There's the Sandias outside the window.
Somewhere down there is Balloon Fiesta Park. I couldn't quite make it out, but I'm sure it's there.
Yeah, it's actually kind of where the plane was. It's actually kind of behind them.
Okay.
So they jumped a little bit to the south of us and then rode the winds in from the south. You see, actually, they all have cameras on their helmets.
Right.
Just one of them is live.
I think all the skydivers nowadays do that with GoPros.
And
have helmet mount and record their jumps.
So that's our roof.
Yeah.
So I haven't actually I watched it jump.
Probably looking for the airplane there in that shot somewhere.
There we go.
Yeah, there's a better view.
Yeah,
up in the airplane.
We have an antenna that we have to keep pointed at the airplane, and of course the airplane is circling
right as they climb to altitude.
And just as they got ready for the jump, they were like
right
overhead. So there is one, and right behind it number 2, and number 3, and now the helmet cam. There's Balloon Fiesta Park, right below us, and out they go.
There goes the aircraft.
Of course, Fast Tracks is brought to us, and this helmet cam is brought to us by Selection.com. There's the field.
That's Balloon Fiesta Park, that big green oval you see down there. That's their landing zone.
And we're on the south end of that.
We're a little bitty speck down there right now.
And there you can see the other chutes below.
You can see the other 3 chutes open, so we had 4 good chutes.
Yep, the 3 that we see, plus the one above.
There's the Rio Grande where we had all the fog this morning. To the west of the park.
Not there now. Not there now.
No, you can see the sun glinting off the river there.
Yeah, the nice
reflection.
Shot. Yeah. And there's from the ground, there's the formation of the 4. And there is the flag being deployed.
Yep, there's the American. Look at that shot. Look at that. That's awesome.
So Larry Compton is flying the flag. That is a 5,000 square foot American flag. Larry's a 2-time world record holder for flying the largest flag under a canopy by a single person.
Wow.
He's a 7-year veteran to the Fast Tracks team. He has more than 6,500 skydives.
And it looked like it was deployed out of a big, heavy leg bag. That's got to be a real drag on his leg up
I
there in
think
the
he
air.
told me it's 135 pounds.
Wow.
And he jumps with bigger flags.
My goodness.
Yeah, so I may have the poundage slightly off, but it's a really heavy flag. And you can see the drag on that, but Larry's their guy that does this. And so shortly we're going to see our other jumpers. Nate Moore is the second jumper out. He's going to have some daytime smoke coming off of his boots shortly. He's also a 7-year veteran of the team. There we go.
Just fired off the smoke now. There you see it. Look at that shot.
Yep, he's got more than 5,000 skydives. He's retired from the United States Army. And then the 3-color, the red, white, and blue smoke, that's being flown by Kevin Engel. Kevin is he's got that colored smoke. He's a 5-year veteran of the team, 2,500 skydives, and a retired Army Command Sergeant Major. And then flying our helmet cam, so we won't see as much of the helmet cam. We'll see from them what we're seeing now. That's Dmitry Dadik. Dmitry is flying the live feed camera, as we mentioned. He also has red, white, and blue smoke. He's a 3-year veteran of the team, has 10,000 skydives. He's the only one of the team that's jumping tonight that was here last year.
Oh, okay.
Because this is a big team. They've got like 40 jumpers on the team, and they just bring out smaller teams to these different places.
They have different teams performing all around the United States at various times, probably around the world, actually.
Yep, and they jump a lot into college stadiums for football games.
Right.
And get great acclaim.
It's a great shot of the colored streamer
there you go.
And look at that flag shot. Look at that. That is awesome. And you can see sometimes that from the helmet cam view, you can see that he has the shrouds to the chute wrapped around the palms of each hand, and that's how they steer and are able to do those dramatic turns that you see
now
them
we can
executing
start
right
to see
there.
people on the field.
We can see people on the field there at Balloon Fiesta Park as they're beginning to spiral down in altitude.
I was going to say, we should have a shot from the ground here as they do this barber pole maneuver with all the 3 colors of smoke from 2 different jumpers.
Yeah.
And it really the smoke just kind of hung up there and made a really great.
There's that shroud I was talking about. You see our helmet cam jumper using the shrouds to control his chute.
And we have a new pilot flying for us this year,
That's right.
as well.
Yeah.
So Brian Wolfenden is piloting Lady Liberty, a Cessna 208 Grand Caravan. There's part of that. And we didn't record audio on this, but you started seeing the little shoots of smoke coming out of those boots.
Right.
Just a little preview of what we're going to see at
tonight.
7:30.
That's right, because at night they jump with pyrotechnics, which for the rest of us is fireworks, sparklers, that sort of thing.
So they're kind of aiming for pretty much close to that one road.
That is such a beautiful shot.
And on the ground, Sam Deeds, a 5-year veteran with the team. He's a retired Marine gunnery sergeant. He's their ground safety specialist. And there they are. There's the first jumper, second jumper on the ground. And there's our helmet cam on the ground, which leaves just the flag with Larry Compton bringing it down to the ground. And by the way, we're going to enhance this for tomorrow.
Okay. And look at that. The clear blue skies.
And the flag, yeah.
That's just such awesome video.
We're in communication with them via aircraft radio.
Right.
And as soon as that flag deploys, Sam, their ground support guy, just 5,000 square feet of liberty. They are really proud and happy to bring this flag in, and what a fabulous sight it is.
They should be, and what amazing video that is that we're getting of this jump. Now, again, ladies and gentlemen, those of you that are on the viewing online, this was earlier this afternoon, just a little after about, 5:30 this afternoon? When
it was 5 o'clock, yep.
Yep, and they'll be
and those of you listening
again.
Here on the field are wondering, there's nobody in the sky.
Yeah, what are they talking about? There's no skydivers. No, we're looking at a replay of their earlier jump this afternoon on video, but they will be jumping again live tonight at 7:30, just at the end of the Balloon Glow this evening.
So that was our jump at 5 o'clock. We can go ahead and come on back here live. And
great.
We'll, again, as you said, we'll see them again at 7:30 with their pyro show.
Yeah.
And if you missed that last year, boy, you don't want to miss it
No,
tonight.
you really don't.
Especially as calm as it is and We've already timed this out a little bit better, so we, in fact, I think we just hit sundown. There's just a glow. If you look out there, the sun is definitely
Well,
below
and if
the
you
sky.
look now, you can see the beautiful pink shade that the sandias take on just for a very few moments right at sunset. That's, of course, the reason that they have their name, the sandias. They take on that watermelon pink shade just as the sun hits the horizon, and it only lasts for a very few minutes. I was taking a picture of that last evening after the ceremonies over at the museum, and no sooner had I taken the picture and posted it to Facebook and drove out to the street light to go back to the hotel, and it was gone. The sun had set, and that beautiful, there's a great shot of the sandias. They take on this beautiful pink, almost a watermelon pink hue, and thus that's why they're named the Sandia Mountains. Sandia is is Native American for watermelon? Am I saying
Spanish.
that correct? Spanish.
Spanish for that.
Okay.
Kim
right.
Vesley is working with us tonight as our field reporter. And one of the balloons that did get up in the sky today is Judy Nakamura in the Fiesta balloon, along with Dick Rice. Kim has managed to catch up with Chief Justice Judy. Kim, take it away.
Hi, Art. Hi, Glenn. And boy, do we have the makings of a lovely balloon glow here. And balloons inflated all over the field, and there's people all over the field, and people in the baskets too. And we have a couple of friends here, good friends of ours, Judy Nakamura and Becky DeSantis. And of course, people in New Mexico know Judy better as Justice Judith Nakamura, Chief Justice. Oops, I demoted you.
Balloonist Judy Nakamura. Balloonist.
Hold her in contempt of court.
Hi, Judy. How you doing?
I'm doing terrific. Thank you.
Okay, you flew this morning, right?
I did fly this morning for about 15 minutes before I had to put down due to the fog.
And what was that like?
Well, it's a little unnerving. It's not often we get fog. We fly under visual flight rules, so we have to be able to see the ground. We're not allowed to be in fogs and clouds. So when they came up around me and I couldn't see the ground, it was a little bit unnerving.
And how was your landing?
You know, there was an opening, and I said, that's my spot, and I came down and landed just before Roy Road.
Well, it looks really pretty. You were flying Fiesta this morning?
Spirit of Fiesta 2. I was going to fly the American flag, and when the opening came, the flag wasn't attached yet, so we took off.
That makes perfect sense. So, and how many Fiestas have you flown?
Oh, this is, I think, about number 15.
I can't believe that. Seems like yesterday.
Actually, 14. It's my 14th.
14.
Yeah.
And over here we have the person that's actually piloting Bounce. Bounce is Judy's balloon, and this is Becky DeSantis. And Becky, you were on Judy's crew, right?
That's correct. I got into ballooning because of Judy originally.
And what made you decide you wanted to become a pilot?
It only takes so much time to be in that balloon when you decide that it's what you want to do. It just feels so free when you're up in the balloon, and I knew it was for me.
And your balloon is actually kind of an interesting balloon.
My balloon is very interesting. It goes by the name ABQ Hopper, but it's actually a chariot, which means it's a two-seater balloon.
So instead of having a basket, it has a chair, right?
Correct. It looks almost like a bench that you'd ride on a Ferris wheel, but attached to a hot air balloon envelope.
So how is that different than with a basket?
Well, your legs are dangling out in front of it, so you have to be, fearless in a sense. You don't have the basket to hold on to. You can't look backwards either, so when you're landing backwards, which is quite a trip.
So this is Judy's 14th Fiesta, and as a pilot, this is your what, first, second?
This is my second as a pilot. Last year I was also with Judy Nakamura as an additional pilot, and likewise again this year.
So what is it like? Have you done a mass ascension?
I have not done a mass ascension yet.
But you have flown some of the other events, right?
That is true. I've flown from off the field on competition days, and I was hoping maybe we would see a mass ascension this morning, but unfortunately with that fog, there's nothing we can do about that.
Well, what is that like to fly off this field? And I'll ask both of you, because you may have different impressions of it.
Well, for me, it's just magical. It's absolutely spectacular, and it's something you won't experience anywhere else in the world.
I absolutely agree, Becky. There's nothing like it. Fiesta is my crew. Or their guests. We use it as a way to thank them for what they've done for us all year long. So it's such a magical experience. I take my crew with me.
So, and what are you doing tonight? What is a little bit different maybe than flying about what you're doing tonight?
Well, we prefer to fly, but the crowd really loves the glows. The balloons are just gorgeous. So we enjoy being out here with the crowd. And Becky doesn't know yet. We're flying together on Wednesday, Mass Ascension. She's going to take it. It's going to be her first Mass Ascension liftoff.
So what do you think of that?
Well, that's news to me, and I'm actually really thrilled about that. Thank you, Judy.
It is a real rush to do that.
I'm sure it is. I'm looking forward to it so much. Thank you.
Well, thanks, guys. I'll let you get back. They've got their crew, their loyal crew, our friends.
They've been with me since I started flying, my crew.
And some of your crew is from here and some are from elsewhere, right?
Flagstaff. I have crew from Flagstaff here as well.
Wow. Well, thank you very much, and you guys have a wonderful evening. And Art and Glen, how's the view from up there?
It's spectacular tonight, Kim. Thank you very much. And we're going to tell the judge to hold Kim in contempt of court for demoting her there for a few minutes.
And kind of a 5-minute warning before we get started on our glow.
Okay, so
a
5 minutes.
5-minute warning. Get yourself in place.
And earlier today, our morning flight, as you heard Judy talking about, and Kim, we had a bit of an issue with fog, so we've been joined on the set by our illustrious balloon man, weatherman, Brad T. Moyer, and what happened?
So here's the funny thing. So it was a really localized thing, and we just happened to be in the wrong spot.
At the right time.
Yeah, exactly.
We have some footage to show
while
we're
video.
talking
Look
about.
at this.
This was our view this morning.
So there's the view of the north field, which was outside the fog bank.
And it looks perfectly clear, except you can see a little of the fog there.
You can see a little bit in the background there. But on the south end of the field, it was a completely different story.
That's the end that we were on the south end. Look at that.
And basically, we just happened to be right downwind of where the fog was developing. So the fog was developing in the Rio Grande, and we are very, very close to the Rio Grande here.
Yeah.
And the wind was coming directly from the Rio Grande right into Balloon Fiesta Park. And along with the wind, it was bringing all the fog.
And this was all moisture that was left over from the heavy rain showers and thunderstorms that moved through on Friday.
Yes.
Yesterday.
Yes. So we saw just around a half an inch of rainfall here at Balloon Fiesta Park.
Right.
And in around Albuquerque proper. And actually, I spent much of the afternoon today down in the Arroyo, just on the west side of Balloon Fiesta Park. And there's still quite a bit of water running through that arroyo compared to what you'd normally see down there.
Yeah.
So the big question is, did we get enough sunshine? Is the air drying out? Are we going to see fog again in the morning? Or are we done with this?
Well, we hope that we're done with it. We certainly are still dealing with a fairly moist air mass ahead of this next boundary working its way through. So you can't entirely rule out fog, but I think that the chances are much, much lower that we would see something something significant like we saw this morning.
Yeah.
If anything, it would be very, very shallow, and I think it would be confined to the lowest lying areas. So
it'll stay down below the trees in the river.
Yes, that's my expectation if we saw anything at all. And I think really it looks like another awesome morning for Balloon Fiesta tomorrow morning. So,
all right.
You heard it here first.
You heard it here first. That's right.
From
no pressure.
him.
No pressure.
That's right. Not at all.
And we're looking for a great night tonight. It's gorgeous out here already.
You couldn't order better weather for tonight. I mean, really, the temperature is, in the lower 70s probably, maybe even 70 degrees by now. And winds should be like 2 to 3 knots. This is as good as it gets for a glow. It's going to be a really fantastic glow for everybody out there tonight.
All right, Brad T. Meyer, thanks for coming up and joining us. We'll hold you to that good weather the rest of the week.
That's
I'll
right.
see what I can do.
Yeah.
All right, thank you, sir.
You're on the record now, Brad, so we'll have to see how it develops. But, yeah.
There you go.
Great explanation of what happened this morning. And it was, that video we showed was just spectacular of the difference.
I've lived here for almost 40 years, and I can't remember a time seeing that much fog for that amount of time here in town at any time of year after any kind of storm.
Yeah.
It's just that was, and talking with a number of other folks who have been here just as long.
Well,
they all have the same
Yeah, I was
impressions.
saying this morning, in 30 years of doing Balloon Fiesta, I've never seen a morning like that. And we had Ruth and Kim were both out on the field talking with veteran pilots, and no one that we any of us spoke to could ever recall that happening in the 48-year history of the event. So today might have been a historic morning for us.
Might have been. You remember those.
You do.
I remember getting a call from Kim because I was crewing for Kim many, many, many years ago on the last day of Fiesta, and she said, "Stay in bed. It's snowing at the field."
I remember that. Yeah.
So that's been, well, I've been a pilot for 30, so it was longer ago than that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it is starting to get a little bit darker now that the sun has dropped down.
Shall we
Yep.
It's your call. We're ready to go when you are.
Yep, we are. So I think we're about getting ready
About
to
ready
get
to do our
started
first glow of the evening. The assistant balloon meister and safety officer on the tower with us, or on the rooftop studio now, as we call it. And they actually call the glows, tell us when it's time, and then we do countdowns to them. So are we going to start with an all burn, Maury?
We're going to start with an all burn.
Okay.
An all burn, he says.
Countdown starting at 10.
All right, we'll do an all burn.
We're going to give you a countdown starting at 10 for an all burn.
Here comes the all burn.
So we'll do the first one in 10,
10,
9, 8, 7,
6,
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
All burn.
Pilots, light them up. And
Hey, it's the
The
first
first
one
one's
in
always a test.
365 days. So
yeah, first one is always a bit of a
Yeah.
test.
Hey, there's
Everybody's-
Dan Carlson's new balloon after midnight, the black one with
Yeah.
the green moon and this
Yeah,
chair.
the little
little
Adirondack
flip-flops
chair, the
there.
flip-flops there. That's her new balloon.
And there's Anton, the gas station attendant.
Yep, and looked. We were discussing this morning the new Phillips 66 balloon. Oh, there is Osito Bimbo.
Bimbo.
They were very kind to bring us up
That's the cheetah,
our
no?
little plush Ositos this morning. There's the cheetah, part of the fleet of balloons from Longleat over in the UK that Andrew Holly has brought to us, and of course Cannon. The Balloon Fiesta this year presented again by Cannon. Johnny Petron will be the pilot there. See the impossible with Cannon. I've got my two Canon cameras with me, and we have our Canon binoculars again. I was going to say, that looks like a fairly new balloon for Dr. Steve Comodina, the Great Expectation. So this
I believe it's still the second
is it
version.
still number 2?
Yeah.
Or it still looks very, very new.
It
so I
does.
thought
He
maybe
doesn't
it was
bring
number
it out
3.
as often anymore. I know
Yeah.
Dr. Steve doesn't fly. His son flies it sometimes. His son also flies the one next to it, the blue and black with the Never Forget banner on this side. There are badges around the other side. So depending on the angle you see that at,
Okay.
you'll get a little bit different logo there. It has that same white
Diamond shape in the
diamond
center,
shape
right.
eye there, but inside of it, one side, as we saw, is the banner, and the Never Forget banner, and then the badges of the couple of different law enforcement agencies.
Okay. We also got a quick glimpse of the two Cox Communications balloons, the regular Cox balloon and then the Shovelman balloon. Both are here from Cox. Right now, just see what are we panning across there on the field. On the monitor, just a bunch of the sport balloons in that shot right there. None that stand out to me.
But we can see a great crowd out there.
There's Dos Equis, of course. Scotty Appleman flying the Dos Equis balloon. And behind it is the Fiesta balloon,
there
and which
as well.
at each of the flying events, a different member of the board of directors, I believe, is piloting the balloon.
Dick Rice will be flying at most of the events this time.
Okay.
Judy's scheduled in there, Mark Sullivan's scheduled in there, Ray Bear is scheduled in there, but it does, Dick will be doing most of the flying this year around. So while we keep checking on what's...
Someone was asking about clown balloons on our feed this morning. And there is one of two clown balloons that's here, the red-haired clown.
So there is another Fiesta balloon here. It is a remake of the original Fiesta balloon. And Kim Besley has managed to snag the pilot of that balloon.
Okay.
So Kim, let's give it to you while we work on our glow stuff.
Hi, we're a little bit further down the field now and kind of out in the middle of the field. And we're with a very unusual balloon that's actually featured in this year's Balloon Fiesta program. And it's the replica of the original Fiesta balloon that was built back in about 1980. And the pilot of this balloon is Ryan Gunner. How did this balloon come to be?
Well, the balloon kind of came to be when my grandfather and my uncle Daryl owned Airco, and they were starting prototypes for hot air balloons that Airco was going to build. And the first original Fiesta balloon, this one, was a prototype for a line of hot air balloons that Airco was going to build.
And so what gave them the idea?
Well, it was, they were just trying experimental ones. The first one was a slot top one they were working on, but they had a sale on nylon taffeta yellow, so this is why it's yellow. But it's they wanted to start their own line of hot air balloons.
And it was a very interesting balloon to fly because I had the opportunity to fly that. So this is how many Fiestas for you?
This will be my third Fiesta.
And what's it been like?
It's been great so far. The last 2 Fiestas, the weather's been wonderful to fly. We've had a great time. Get to meet a lot of new people. We just got some new crew that are going to be coming with us tomorrow, so we met on the field.
I'm here with somebody else too, and that's another old friend who has a piece of the history of this balloon and actually wrote the article in the Fiesta program. And this is Wally Book, who wears a lot of hats, including, well, tell me about your hat.
Well, a friend of ours, Bill Flint, from Roswell, has a huge collection of pictures that his wife has released for him, and they're full of memories. And one of the pictures in there shows me in the 70s wearing this hat. And then a friend of mine, a Facebook friend, made the comment, "Wally, do you still have that hat?" And I said, "I believe I do." So I went looking for it, and here it is.
The scary thing is I recognized that hat the instant I saw you, which says something about both of us.
Well, I guess the hat is 40 plus years, so that says something, yeah, right, about us.
You've been around Fiesta for a long time as a pilot, back to what year?
You told me, I think, that I am in the 74 program as a pilot, and so I've been volunteering or flying since 1974.
How has Fiesta changed?
Wow, well, it's gotten bigger. I think the emphasis is on safety, which is not really a change, but it's a little bit harder because we have fewer landing sites, and so we have to take that into consideration. We have the system. The officials are still very, very good, and there are plenty of safety people involved in the process.
Well, I think they want us to wrap up. Is that what that signal means? Okay.
It does.
But you've been a safety officer, a picture of Fiesta. There's all kinds of history out here, and all you have to do is walk around the field and talk to folks, and you find it.
Thanks, Kim. Yeah, you're right.
Good to see them.
Good to see all of you out there, and look at that crowd out there tonight. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, you are watching Balloon Fiesta Live, those of you that are online, and we are powered by XTO, an ExxonMobil subsidiary. I'm Glen Moyer.
I'm Lloyd Jr. Happy to be here with you. Glad that you are joining us as well. And they just managed to get. I think
what
that's
are we doing
applause
here?
for us. That's what we're going to take.
Okay, we can pack up and go home. Good night.
Yeah.
Look at that. Nice twinkle burn.
There you go. Did that work on your radio?
Well, it wasn't us, so launch directors must have orchestrated that. Well, very well. We were going to do a countdown.
Good job, launch directors.
We were going to do a countdown to the twinkle burn, but the launch directors jumped us and did a nice job.
So yeah.
It still amazes me how much brighter things look on the monitor than what they actually are. Because it's not, it's nice actually in twilight here. It's really nice getting dark where you can really see the effect of the glow when the balloons light up, and it doesn't look quite that way on the screen. I could actually see better by looking at the screen than I can by looking out at real life in front of me. Plus, of course, we have these two TV spotlights in our eyes.
Yep.
So it makes it hard to look beyond where we are.
So is Michelle going to? Okay. So we're kind of listening to these radios because the pilots don't really have an opportunity to hear the PA out there very well.
Well, and this morning I have understood that the PA wasn't really
even working this morning
so
on the main stage.
The people watching online had a great show, but we do double duty. We actually are online, and we're also supposed to be on a PA system here on the field for the spectators to be able to hear what we're doing.
The PA started working about 11, right after everybody left. I was still here then.
So I'm not really sure if that's working again, if that's working tonight or not. We hope that it is, because generally when we do these countdowns, it's not just for our benefit, but the idea is that we're trying to encourage the crowd to join in and do the countdowns with us, which helps the pilots to know when we're going to do that. So let's do another all burn, see how that goes out. So pilots, let's do an all burn in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, all burn. I think the launch directors had more luck than we did.
So I think we need to see if we can't get some more crowd folks involved here.
Well, and that's assuming they can hear us. I'm not sure if they can.
Yeah,
so.
well, I think
But,
the PA on the main street was working
Was
a little
it?
bit
Okay.
better. It was
All right.
working better this evening, so I know that we were out there.
Well, then, yeah, we should remind people
so
that
those
when
of
we,
you who can hear us,
right, when we
need
do these
you
countdowns,
to lend your voices just as loud as you possibly can.
okay, on
Yeah.
Main Street and the stage, they say they can hear us. So those of you that are in that area, when we do these countdowns, if you'll shout out with us, that will help us to get the word across, and then other people in the crowd will hear you, and they'll tell 2 friends. And look at that crowd. They'll tell 2 friends, et cetera, et cetera. And yeah, so maybe we can make it work. It's awfully hard to get these countdowns out to the huge number of pilots that we have participating in the field, especially with all of the spectators that are on the field and the distance to cover. So sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. You know, sometimes you feel like a nut, sometimes you don't. But yeah, we do what we can to try and get all these balloons orchestrated together. And we're trying a couple of new systems this year as well. A handful of the pilots have a new little radio type system that they can clip over their ears, where they can hear our broadcast and hear the countdowns. And if that seems to work this year, it's kind of a test project. It may be that's something that we'll do in the future, where we'll give all the pilots who are glowing a little radio unit so they can hear the broadcast and then join in to the countdowns. So yeah, we're testing that system here this weekend to see, this week rather, to see how well it works.
And it's a pretty small test. It's a pretty small.
So, yeah, there's only a group
we
of
have
maybe
a couple hundred balloons out there, and we have about 20 of those radios
right.
out there.
So maybe 10% of the pilots have them.
That one's working well.
So
Okay. So I wonder
yeah.
on the on the north end out there.
So we'll get feedback from the pilots throughout the week on when we do our various glows, and because this is not our only glow, this is the first of several coming up. We'll have another one tomorrow night,
First
and then
of 3 regular shape, and then 2 special shape.
2 special shaped Glowdeos on
Yeah.
Thursday and Friday, and then a final night magic glow on the final Saturday night. So what, 5 glows, I guess, all
5
total?
5.
Yeah.
Which means 10 jumps by fast tracks. 5 times bringing in
Right.
the flag, and 5 times bringing in fireworks.
Fireworks, that's right, because they're coming up at 7:30 at the as we wrap up the glow tonight.
So I think
So-
we're going to try some twinkle glows here. We're
Twinkle
trying to
glows
communicate
or
through our
flicker
launch
glows,
directors,
yeah.
who are now becoming their own glow directors
Yeah.
tonight.
They may put us out of a job, you know. Okay. Well, there's the Fiesta balloon once again, and
That, by the way, when Kim was talking about that replica, that's the current one.
that's the current one. Yes.
We didn't get a shot of the regular
Of
one.
the
It's kind
replica.
of smooshed in the middle there. Although we did see a shot of it earlier
We saw
this
it earlier
morning.
because it has kind of a red chevron sort of thing on the
And
side,
it's more
doesn't it? And
cylindrical.
it's
than
almost like a
this-
racer type
Yeah.
balloon. Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw it this evening.
A twinkle,
twinkle
countdown.
countdown.
You betcha. We're ready.
Alrighty. So
So
pilots.
twinkle burn. By the way, this is a great time to get a video shot.
It is.
So if
it
you're,
actually is. If you
yeah.
have your cameras or your phones,
Set it to video now.
this is a great time to do that, especially if slow-mo on an iPhone camera or whatever camera you may have.
Yep.
So pilots,
Here we
let's
go.
do a twinkle burn,
Yeah.
flicker burn.
10, 9,
8,
8, 7. Join us. 6, 5, 4, 3,
2, 1. Twinkle burn.
Twinkle.
There we go.
You can really see the light and how it lights up the burner.
Yeah,
pump.
now there's a great shot of it online. You
Yeah.
can see what all's happening here on the field. It really is nice on the field. And like I say, a great time to get a video, especially if you want to shoot in slow-mo. It makes for a really fun video to post on social media of the balloons doing. I guess I should be doing that, actually.
You
I'll do
should
that next time around. And I guess, have we, oh, look at that. Look at that. That's awesome. Have we sort of unofficially transitioned from flicker to twinkle? Yeah, I've never understood that. Out here they called them flicker burns for so long. Moyer and I are used to, Moyer Sullivan, who's our assistant balloon meister that's working with us tonight, we come from the part of the country where we call them twinkle burns, and it is called, that's right. Tonight is a twinkle glow, so we'll do twinkle burns tonight.
Yeah. So so back to twinkle burns. Yeah.
But they've been called out here. They're usually called flicker burns, and I've always called them twinkle burns. So it's just parlance, slang from different parts of the country.
It's like soda and pop and Coke.
Yeah,
and all those other.
Yeah,
things.
all that sort of stuff. But it's just funny because with Moyer here tonight and coordinating us, and he used the term twinkle, so we went twinkle burn, and I just thought, wow, we just automatically. And it worked. Maybe that's been the problem all these years. We were using the wrong terminology.
Yeah. So.
And tonight is it's the Twinkle Twinkle Night Glow. I think that's what they call it. So. Okay, we can go down to Kim, but very quickly, she has an interview for us on the field, and I've forgotten now who it was with.
Eric Hodges.
Eric Hodges. Go, Kim.
Hey, Artie, recognize this guy? Well, we're out here. By the way, the roar that went up at the end of that last flicker burn, that was very cool. People are excited. We're up on the north end of the field right now with Eric Hodges, who has been a pilot for how long now?
Since 1985, 16 years old, on my 16th birthday. So,
on your 16th? I didn't remember that.
Absolutely. At 60, I didn't get it on my commercial. I got on my 18, in a week birthday, but.
Well,
but 16, yes.
How cool was that for a birthday present?
It was the best birthday present ever. Absolutely. I mean, it started off an incredible ballooning career. So yeah, that was great.
So you were wearing diapers, if I remember correctly, when you started.
Quite diapers. Not quite, but I don't know. I started ballooning when I was 11. And so that's close. Close.
And I actually gave this guy a couple of lessons, I think.
Yes, you did.
How bad was I?
No, not that. It's how good you helped make me. So she was awesome. She is awesome, but yeah, as an instructor, you were great.
How much did I pay you to say that? I'm sorry.
It's just the truth. It's easy to say.
So, balloon glows. Do you like balloon glows? Like doing them?
When they're like this. If they're a little windy, I don't like that too much. But no, yes, they're beautiful. They're fun to be a part of. It's great to have the crowd come in. It's great to have the kids come around. I sometimes, like I said, if it's a little windy, it's kind of a pain. But, yeah, in general, yes.
How different is it from free flying?
Well, free flying is like magic. Sticking to the ground. These were meant to fly. We're supposed to be in the air. So, yeah. Okay. It's not as good.
Well, I think they want you to do another all burn here in a second, so we're going to go back to the fellows on the stage.
Great, thanks, Kim, and good to see you, Eric. Nice to have him online with us this evening. And yeah, I think we'll check with Maury, but we're just about ready to do maybe another all burn.
I think a twinkle in 1 minute.
A twinkle again, okay, in 1 minute.
So I did see Lottie Dottie Chicken go by while we were talking to Eric.
I did
and
see
Kim,
that.
And I saw our XTO sponsored balloon being flown by us by Tristan McLean.
Okay.
As time flies, we got some great pictures of him setting up and just interacting with all the people that said it earlier. There it is.
There it is.
Right next to the Intel balloon.
I was going to say Lance Terry was in the balloon there. They had the little turquoise windows or squares in the center of it that was on screen for just a moment. And we've seen a couple of times now the cheetah.
That was a short minute.
There it is. There's Lance Terry's balloon with the, well, that was a short minute. Maury, I think we're losing control here. There's the Farmer's balloon, and of course Cannon. We are the 48th Albuquerque International Balloon Fiesta is presented by Cannon. See Impossible, and
we'll do this like a lot of commentators do in other sports. They just sit here and watch the monitor, and when they see something happening, we'll talk about it.
We'll talk about it, absolutely. Yeah.
The days of having our own show and being in control are gone.
Are gone, yeah. I think it's a revolt that's going on the field from us tonight, but that's okay. It's a great show, and it's working. That's the important thing, because sometimes, despite our best efforts, it doesn't always seem to work that well. There's Lottie Dottie.
Yeah, there's
Chicken
Lottie Dottie.
Down there, little blue.
And there's the ear of Osita Bimbo over on the
Yep,
left, and of
yep.
course right there in the center, Anton from Germany.
Well, I was trying to see if there's a couple of other shapes deep in there I couldn't quite see. We talked, of course, about Steve Comodina's Great Expectations balloon, the Stork balloon, as it's known sometimes. And
I actually got to fly the first version of the Stork.
Yeah?
It was actually originally called Great Expectations.
Right.
Dr. Steve being an obstetrician.
Yep.
And so the Stork delivering the baby worked really well with his profession. I was still a student pilot when I got a chance to fly that. It was probably like less than a month old. There were issues with the burners. You would burn and the pilot light would go out. So you'd have to relight the pilot light, you'd burn, the pilot light's out. And
it's a good way to learn to fly.
It was, because one of the things that you learn in learning how to fly is how to relight those burners in case that happens. So, so we have a twinkle burn underway now.
Yeah. All those years I learned to count backwards, and none of it's being used tonight.
There you go.
Now you're cooking with gas or propane.
Propane, yeah.
Yeah. That is, look at that's an awesome. And I didn't do another. Okay, we got to do another one of those so I can shoot a video.
Yeah, it looks great.
Yeah, it's a great show this evening. I'm going to get my camera, my phone set up on the video so that next time we can, I can do that. And you can actually see it on the monitor too. The camera lights are going to make it a little easier to almost to shoot the picture of the monitor than it is the
Look at the crowd there.
Because once you
look
stick
at all,
your camera
look at all
up,
the cameras, which from looking at the crowd, you see all the phone lights.
Yeah.
As well, so folks are taking their own pictures and videos. And if you get to a Balloon Glow Live, wherever that may be, keep in mind that the twinkle or the flicker burns are the great times to do the video.
Well, all burns are a great time for photo ops, actually.
Yes.
But the twinkle burns are really great video. Although I noticed we were talking about the different twinkle and flicker, the terminology, and of course the first thing Kim said was the flicker burn.
Yep.
Because Kim's from here in Albuquerque.
Yep.
I'm from the other side of the world, in Texas and Louisiana, and we call them twinkle burns.
The other thing I've encouraged folks to do is to set themselves up for a selfie with a balloon in the background.
In the background, yeah.
And so when we hit that all burn or flicker twinkle, whichever we're using, you've got the camera rolling, and now you get a selfie with that.
Yeah.
Sometimes people are so indulged with getting a picture.
Goodness knows we can't go through life without a selfie nowadays.
That's it. So Kim, I guess you have a spectator down there. Ask him quickly what they're thinking before we go to another burn.
Hi, and we're back, and we're out in the middle of the field, a few feet from where we were last time, with a couple of Fiesta guests. And you guys are?
Ted.
And Betsy from Rio Rancho.
Oh, gosh, you came from a long way away.
Yes.
How many Fiestas have you been to?
Every single one of them. I started in 1972 over at the mall.
Wow, you've been around longer than I have. And we have we have a wonderful all burn going on here.
Yes.
What do you think? What do you think of those?
Beautiful, beautiful.
I love them. Can't get enough of them.
How does it make you feel when they happen?
Warm, and just a warm feeling. It's just amazing. It never gets old, even after being here all these years. It never gets old.
I've asked a couple of people. I'd be interested to know how do you feel like Fiesta's changed over the years?
Oh, the field is clean. It used to be in the weeds. It used to be at the fairgrounds. They've just really made it more friendly, easier to get to. Just a neat experience.
And so you've been to how many Fiestas?
I've been to at least as many as my wife has.
Wow. Wow.
And I'll tell you, the thing that I think is
we gotta move.
Oh, it's coming down.
Yeah, we're taking a balloon down here, so watch the cord. Yeah. Okay, we're okay where we are now, I think. Yeah.
So, of course, what she's talking about there is balloons will deflate at the pilot's discretion. And so when that happens, it kind of leans right over. And so if you happen to be there, you need to kind of move out of the way. So that's exactly what they're having to do. So we're less than 15 minutes away from our Fast Tracks jumpers coming in. And,
So
I missed which one you're calling, Maury?
all right, Twinkle Burn.
Yep.
9, 8,
7,
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Twinkle Burn.
Twinkle, twinkle, twinkle. Twinkle, twinkle, little balloon.
It takes a minute for the word to spread. So I'm shooting, I'm doing a little videoing here, and yeah,
so you know
I don't know. I think they do a better job when we don't get involved.
It does.
I think maybe the writing is on the wall that they do a better job when we aren't.
So you know, we have about 250 or 300 balloons out here,
right?
All with air inside of them, probably around 200 degrees at the top.
Yeah.
And as they let that out, that hot air goes up, and it sucks the air in from outside and creates its own wind current and thermal, if you will.
Yeah, a little thermal.
I remember being out on the crown line for the very first one, and when everybody took down at the same time, we had a tremendous wind gust come through because of releasing all that hot air. No one knew what was going on at the moment, and so it was one of those things that we went to school afterwards and said, well, you know, what's going on here? And we realized that's what the deal was. So now what we'll see is that
there's Bimbo.
What we'll see now is balloons start taking down one or two at a time versus all 200 at the same time.
Yeah, well, let's hope so.
So, but so that's what we're seeing here, and I'm thinking that may be some of the little breeze we're starting to feel here all of a sudden.
We felt
we had 3 or 4 balloons do that, and it doesn't take much with a nice calm night like this to be able to
there on the screen was
happen.
Actually one of the balloons that had deflated. You can see the top of the balloon was open, and they were letting the air flow out of that. Quite a crowd tonight. Look at that. And we're coming up, of course, to the next jump by the Fast Tracks folks with Pyrotechnics. We'll have skydivers in the sky above us.
I can hear the plane. I think I hear the plane.
A couple of the balloons that are deflating.
Yep.
They should be up and circling to altitude now, getting ready for the jump this evening. And once again, hopefully we'll have a live camera, helmet camera from inside the aircraft as they're ready to make their exit when that time comes. Several of the balloons now beginning to put down. And then, of course, following the skydiving and the glow tonight, we still have our afterglow fireworks.
Yes, we do.
Coming up. Oh, there's a great shot of Osito Bimbo from Bimbo Bakery.
We've kind of always seen the ear and the back of the head.
Yeah,
so
we
far
don't always
this year,
get to
so
see
this
the
is kind
face.
of that first face shot.
That's a beautiful shot there.
Look at that. And actually, a little bit of the sunset. It's almost gone. There's just a little orange
Just a
glow.
little line of orange light right along the horizon there, off in the west distance. There's Bimbo glowing quite nicely. Of course, being a white balloon, it
glows
lights up just like a light bulb. You can see there in that shot, Allburn coming up for those balloons that are still up.
Yeah, so they're still trying to get the radio communications working there. 10 minutes to skydive.
10 minutes to the skydivers, okay. There's, we were talking earlier, the new Phillips 66 balloon.
Yeah.
They have a brand new envelope here this year. And it looks quite stunning. And there in the center of our shot online is the Cannon balloon. John Petron again is the pilot there. Cannon is our presenting sponsor. Yes, I did get a nap this afternoon, but I'm still sleepy. It's
sure.
Okay, we can try that. A countdown for a twinkle burn. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Twinkle burns, pilots. Yeah, some
are getting it there.
Some sections are hearing it. Yeah. There's Shovel Man, who was glowing and twinkling for us.
Shovel Man looked great glowing there.
Yeah, Shovel Man glows pretty well.
So does Phillips 66. It's that lighter color.
So does the Cannon
in
balloon.
The balloon.
Yeah.
Yes. The lighter color lets the light come through.
I always had yellow balloons because yellow balloons glow really well. Yeah, go ahead. Throw that up there. There we are, live in the Cessna 210 jump plane this evening.
You're live on the air, Fast Track.
With the Fast Track team. You can already see they have their lights, their lighted suits on. Now they also have pyrotechnics. There's a thumbs up from one of the jumpers.
They're ready. Lots of thumbs up there.
There is Shovel Man that we were talking about earlier from Cox USA, reminding you to always check before you do any digging for construction underground so that you don't run into any unexpected electrical lines or sewer lines or water lines or other lines.
And you see all the colored flags around the shovel there.
And each flag signifies a different type of underground utility.
Yep.
Yeah.
You're not going to make me say all those again, are you?
Well, I just thought you were going to pick up on that and roll right into it. I wasn't going to have to cue you. But
well, yeah. So let's see. Yellow is gas.
Orange is electric.
Blue is potable water.
Right, potable water. Green is a sewer line, I believe.
I believe so. And there's one more.
Purple, but I don't remember what purple was.
Maybe the purple was the non-potable water.
Well, isn't that what a sewer line is?
Well,
I thought that was the green.
I'll look them up again.
Okay.
Anyway. I'll get them back in my brain before.
Anyway, if you're going to do any digging, even if it's just putting sprinklers in, just call dial 811 and talk to folks and make sure you're okay.
Give them a couple of days notice so that they can get out there and get that done.
Get any underground utilities or pipes or things marked, and that way you don't have an accident that you're not planning for.
Hey, we are here on Balloon Fiesta Live, powered by XTO and Exxon Mobil subsidiary. We're glad to have them along as a sponsor.
Yeah, brand new this year, so it's nice to have them with us.
Finding us, we are live streaming all 14 events here at the Albuquerque International Balloon Fiesta. We are starting at 6 o'clock in the morning. That's Mountain Time. You'll have to do your own time zone conversion. And at 6:30 at night for any of our evening events. When America's Challenge goes off, which was originally scheduled for tonight, while the weather's great here, it's not going to be great downrange.
Yeah, they would have been flying into some questionable weather, and we didn't want to put the pilots in that position.
Exactly. So they have moved today's briefing to tomorrow at noon. So after noon tomorrow Mountain Time, we'll have another idea of when
they'll
be able to fly, potentially tomorrow night about this time.
Yeah. So 1 minute to an all burn for the pilots that are still standing up. 1 minute while we're still waiting on the skydivers to get into position. And then we'll do a countdown for what may be our final all burn based on the number of balloons that are standing up still. A number have begun to deflate. These pilots do have to get packed up and refueled to be ready for tomorrow morning's mass ascension.
And Brad Tiemeyer told us it's going to be great in the morning.
That's right, and there's not going to be any fog. Right, Brad?
If there is, it's going to literally below tree level.
Yeah, it'll be that type we normally see, just patchy ground fog.
A little patchy,
and we fly in
right
that all
on the
time.
river. Yeah, exactly.
Not a hindrance to aviation in that case. So we're just kind of watching our assistant balloon meister, Maury Sullivan, who's with us, and calling the glows, letting us know when to call them. So are we ready to go on that all burn? Pilots, all burn now in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All burn, all burn. There we go.
And just before we started that all burn, we were at the 5-minute mark to our jumpers.
To our jumpers, okay. Now where Art on the field will they be landing in amongst all these balloons?
They will be landing on row 3. Now the concessions is row 1.
Right.
So in about 300 feet, and just about the middle or a little bit farther to the north of the middle of the field.
So just a little right around the main stage and a little in, maybe 2 or 3 rows in?
Just a little bit to the north of the main
north
stage.
of the main stage?
They've got
okay.
a 3 launch site area there, so they've
Okay.
got about a 300 or so foot landing strip, if you will, out there. And so we've moved it in, so you're going to have a great shot out there. There is an area flagged out there, so if it is flagged off, that's the inside of that is where they're going to be dropping in, as I like to say. And so you're going to want to watch them from the sky. We'll call that. If you're watching us online, you'll be able to see the helmet cam, as well as our ground shots. You'll see these little neon stick figures coming out of the plane. And then you are in for a treat, because it's more than just 3 minutes. 3 minutes. It's a fireworks in the sky show. So that balloon we're seeing right there, we're seeing basically all white. If you look on the right-hand side, you can just see the X of XTO, the sponsor that is powering Balloon Fiesta Live. And it is our intent to have a camera in that balloon most days this week, so you'll be able to see what it looks like from being in a balloon. Our cameras, our mobile cameras, airborne cameras have been working great for us, knock on wood. Try not to jinx that. But we should have that up, so you'll be able to see that. Again, we start our morning shows at 6 o'clock Mountain Time. You can get to those on balloonfiesta.com, on our YouTube channel, and on our Facebook page. And if you happen to be around the field, within a couple of miles of the field, you can tune your television to low-powered TV station channel 28, and you can watch not only our live shows, but there's a 24/7 signal on there where we are replaying the shows, as well as providing other information and, of course, our live information as well. We're less than 2 minutes away. The plane basically just slightly to the south over our rooftop studio, making a swing to the east. There's a shot inside the balloon, so you can see the jumpers are starting to get prepared, and you can see the neon lights that they have on their suits. You'll be able to see those as they leave the airplane. 1 minute to jump. So we are monitoring the communications between Sam Deeds here on the ground, their ground specialist, and the pilot and team in the airplane. A lot easier to follow the plane with that antenna, huh, Mark, at night? So the plane is over on the east side of the field, 30 seconds. Making the pass directly over the center of the field.
I can hear him.
He's right up, straight up.
Oh yeah, there they are. What a view that is inside the aircraft.
Inside the aircraft, really lighting up. They're all poised. First one out should be Larry Compton.
They're just about overhead of our rooftop studio at the moment.
Directly overhead.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Kill the studio lights, and now we can really see the aircraft up above. And
there
jumper
goes
one is
number
away.
one. There's number two.
Two is away.
That would be Nate Moore. Number 3 out is Kevin Engel. And number 4 with the helmet cam, Dmitry Dadik.
And if you look high in the sky, you can see their lighted suits. Little pinpoints of light up there.
Yep, the red marks up there. Yep, 3 together. The fourth one a little bit farther off to the southwest, but coming together nicely. And if you're able to see our feed, for those of you who are tuned in, you get to see what the divers are looking at.
And if you're in the RV parks, by the way, nearby, tune in to channel 28 on television. You can see this.
So there's the shot we're seeing from the field.
Right, there are the 3 jumpers. First of the Pyrotechnics now coming on. So now they'll be much easier to see up in the sky like flaming comets. Our 3 jumpers in formation.
And number 4 getting in line, I can see circling around.
Yeah, he's circling around behind.
And that the fourth one there is the one with the helmet cam.
Right.
Because as we look at the helmet cam, we
He's
see
looking
the
down.
other 3.
Look at the horizon there. Just for a moment on line, you can see, there it is. See the horizon?
Yep.
You can just still see a shade of sunlight. Now we have all 4 have Pyrotechnics going.
Lining up, all in a line with the...
Follow the leader.
There you go. Look at that.
Now,
nicely spaced and all.
Looks like a Loch Ness monster of the sky. 4 little humps.
Even the ground, we got 4 UFOs up there.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
we know exactly who they are.
Our helmet cam just lost his Pyrotechnics. He flamed
well,
out.
Remember, this is only the teaser.
Oh, I know. Now he's flame on again.
So, I don't know that we saw them as they came out of the plane, but these guys have huge packs of pyrotechnics strapped to their calves and their legs to be able to provide the fireworks in the sky. And some maneuvering up there.
These are ram air parachutes, meaning that the air, as they fly through the air flows into and inflates the parachute wing, which provides lift just like an airplane wing does. And with those shrouds that we were talking about when we watched the replay of the earlier jump, they're able to control by pulling the shrouds down and turning to one side or the other. There go the fireworks in the sky. Look at that. You like that, Maury?
We can hear the crowd pick up on it as well.
My camera's trying to flash. I'm not sure how the flash is going to do any good. Should probably just turn that off.
Shot from the sky. Here's the helmet cam looking down.
Oh, yeah.
So you see the fireworks and all the lights below. And actually, I see the row of concession tents. And just as we lost that shot, as we changed off of it, tell the field there. There it is. The row of concessions.
Yeah, the long row. Yep. That's Main Street there.
Yeah.
Look at that.
They didn't give us any restrictions.
Hey, there's us there's a shot of the field at our end.
Oh, yeah? I was looking up. I'm looking up taking pictures of the jumpers. There are the lights of Albuquerque down below. You can tell they're getting closer and closer because now you can hear the loud popping of the fireworks.
Look at the lights. Look at the show here on the...
Oh, look at that on the monitor. Wow. Yeah.
Great camera work, guys.
That's a great shot there with the lighted suit and the wing lit up and then the pyrotechnics coming off their ankles.
Yeah, that was cool.
That is an awesome show.
After they all get on the ground, there'll be an opportunity for you to go out there and greet them. I'm noticing that we have multicolors on.
I say our
Dimitri's
helmet
cam.
helmet cam guy's got he's got like his own little nightclub act going on up there with flashing lights. The other guys all have just the steady reddish orange lights, but our helmet cam
right
guy
in among the balloons. Look at that.
And jumper 1 is down. Here comes number 2 coming in on final. There he comes into the crowd. Boom, he's down. Here comes
so
number 3.
These guys are used to jumping into football stadiums, college football stadiums, and racetracks, etc. Not sure they've jumped into the middle of inflated hot air balloons before.
That's probably a first for them.
Ooh, nice
He's
slide.
safe.
Yeah. And here's the shot coming in. So you see Bimbo and Cannon and the LMTS balloon.
Here comes the ground. There's the other jumpers.
It is.
And there he is on the ground. Nicely done. Nicely done. Ladies and gentlemen, the Fast Track Skydiving team.
Brought to us by Selection.com.
What an awesome show they do.
Announced to Fast Track Ground and Air. Great job.
And there's a shot of the airplane flying by. The jump airplane.
Brian Wolfenden is piloting the Lady Liberty Cessna 208 Grand Caravan. Again, our jumpers, Larry Compton, Nate Moore, Kevin Engel, and Dimitri Dadik. And, of course, ground support by Sam Deeds.
There's our helmet cam
There's
guy.
the helmet cam. There's what we were watching it on.
Multicolored lights. Nicely done. Great job.
There we go. Yeah.
So that's going to wrap our balloon glow for the evening and our skydivers, and which means we're next up will be fireworks here in just a few minutes.
Next up will be fireworks. So
we just turned our lights back on.
Yeah.
I'm
Sorry,
blind.
I thought you saw that was coming.
No, I didn't.
So the game plan here now is in just a few moments. You know how the fireworks always start with one of those single boom shots.
The cannon boom, which is a warning basically to the pilots.
The pilots have been told that once that goes, they need to be they need to have their balloon down.
Right.
So we'll be seeing everyone, although they usually leave Cannon standing up for a few minutes, since Cannon is the presenting sponsor here at our Balloon Fiesta. That building right there in the lower left, by the way, is the Sid Cutter Pavilion.
Right.
And then the other one that's kind of in the right, that's going to be the sponsor hospitality building that is we're on the roof of.
Yeah, those two balloons that are standing are actually we're right sort of behind
Kinda
them.
right
It's
behind them,
blocking you from seeing where we are located up on the rooftop studio.
But we did want to remind you again of the game plan here for the rest of the week. So we'll be back tomorrow morning at 6 o'clock.
That's right.
And we'll be on the air starting at 6 o'clock every single morning, no matter what the flight schedule looks like. We should have a Dawn Patrol show in the morning at 6. We'll have our Mass Ascension closer to 7. And it's going to be a great morning. And then we'll be back out here again tomorrow night. We'll be back out here for another balloon glow and possibly a gas balloon launch.
Right.
As well. And then Monday, we'll start our competition flights. We'll again be back on at 6. Same for Tuesday. Wednesday morning, we'll also be back on at 6, but it's another Mass Ascension and our Flight of the
Nations Day on Wednesday, yes.
Exactly.
Then and Friday start special shape rodeos. When the shapes will launch from the field, the competitive pilots will still fly in following that. And then, of course, Thursday and Friday night is our Shapes Rodeo Glowdeos, which are balloon glows with only special shapes participating.
And that's 100 balloons, but again, you'll be able to get right up close and personal.
Yeah, see all of the special shapes. Some old favorites, some new shapes that are here for the first time.
And some returning that haven't been here for a while. So that'll be a great opportunity. And then next Saturday and Sunday, we're back with Mass Ascensions.
Mass Ascensions to wrap everything up with a final balloon glow like tonight on Saturday night, our Night Magic Glow on the Saturday evening. And, of course, our farewell Mass Ascension on Sunday morning. But that's still a week away.
It still is.
Yeah.
All the night events, Fast Track will be back to jump and do what they've done tonight, bringing the flag in at 5 o'clock and doing their Pyrotechnic jump here at 7:30.
At 7:30, like
to go
tonight.
ahead and cap off the actual balloon glow. There's that new Phillips 66 balloon.
Yeah.
We're going to talk more about these pylons later in the week, that very tall white cone.
I touched on those just briefly this morning during the Dawn Patrol show.
But that's a height marker for the balloons
Right.
because there are regulations for the height coming in here.
Yeah.
So our Kim Vesley has managed to work her way over to our fast track skydiving team. So Kim, take it away.
Hi, and this dazzling guy right next to me just fell out of the sky. This is Larry. Hi, Larry.
Hi, how you doing, Kim?
Fine. Boy, what was that like jumping into the field with all those balloons and everything?
I tell you what, it's amazing. We're up there circling around. We could see the balloons in the glowing, and knowing that we're getting ready to get out of the airplane there at 5,500 feet and put on a big pyro show. Everybody's all pumped up in the plane, and we're just ready to go, be a part of this balloon festival.
So what is involved with you? I saw you, it's like taking heavy equipment off when you got in here.
Yes, so we have Pyrotechnic strapped to our legs. We have almost 30 pounds on each leg. We got detonators on our wrists, our chest mounts, and we get out, a lot of safeties involved, but yeah, that's how we're able to do this.
How did you get into doing something like this?
Oh, I've been a daredevil all my life and started skydiving in niveau and kind of become good at it, and been with Team Fast Tracks for 7 years now.
Were you here last year?
No, I was other places last year. Other members of my team were here.
Wow, so we're so happy to have you. Wasn't this great, folks? Well, we're going to watch some fireworks out here, and we're going to let this guy get his parachute off.
Absolutely.
How heavy is that?
About 26 pounds. So, yeah, don't be surprised if the UFO sightings don't increase tonight, because we have been the reason for many UFO sightings. I mean, look at us.
Well, thank you, and you make a great UFO.
Oh, thank you.
Boy, this was very cool out here. I hope you enjoyed it, too.
We did enjoy it.
It was great from here. They always put on a great show. We're glad to have them back again this year. And again, thanks to Selection.com for sponsoring that helmet cam. It certainly adds a great just a great aspect to the video, a whole other angle of things.
I mean, a lot of events have skydivers. Even NASCAR is famous for having skydivers and whatnot.
Right.
But rarely do you get to watch from inside the aircraft and then be able to see what they're seeing as they come in. Yeah, that's
so
really
many of
awesome.
us don't get the chance to fall out of an airplane.
Yeah, well, yeah, I always have still believe that it's never good to jump out of a perfectly good aircraft, but I know those guys enjoy it, and that's what they do, and they do a great job of it.
I would like to try it once. That's one of those things that's still on my bucket list. So, yep, it's going to be a great fun. So we have had an interesting day here at Balloon Fiesta with our fog this morning and our interesting glow called from the field as opposed to from the rooftop studio.
Yeah, so I'm not sure why we were even here tonight, to be honest, other than just maybe entertain some folks
online. Well, now they're putting our pretty faces online.
Well, that's really a mistake, so now we know the show is over.
So we're going to wrap up here. We're going to leave our cameras and our feed live for our fireworks. And, of course, you can go back and watch all of these shows, plus last year's shows and the year before on our YouTube page
it's cooling
or
down
our
a bit
Facebook
tonight,
page.
too.
You notice my sleeves are starting to come down.
I noticed you pulled the long sleeves down.
They're starting to come down, yeah.
I've got the,
but the sun has
the fleece on.
There you go. Yep, you do.
So, yeah, it's cooling down a bit, so that's fine.
So it will just be a few moments before the fireworks come up live. We'll leave those on again on the feed here for you. We'll be back to talk through all of it in the morning. Enjoy the fireworks. And I think with that, I think we've covered it, no?
Well, if we haven't, we'll continue in the morning.
There you go.
Yep.
Thanks for tuning in to Balloon Fiesta Live, powered by XTO, a subsidiary of ExxonMobil, for watching us on Balloon Fiesta TV, Channel 28. Have a great night. We'll see you in the morning.
See you in the morning.
You've been watching Balloon Fiesta Live, powered by XTO Energy, a subsidiary of ExxonMobil. Always in October and always in Albuquerque, the Albuquerque International Balloon Fiesta is the world's premier ballooning event. This program is a production of AIBF Inc., all rights reserved. Thanks for watching Balloon Fiesta Live.